Good day, everyone. We had a rainy day the other day. In fact, I had fortunately had to leave our chats because we lost power for a short period of time. But the rain comes and then the rain goes. So for today, on Tuesday, we are going to go for a short walk. Let's head out now into the sunshine. I thought today's video will just be a walk because I've been so busy. Now I have my new gimbal on, but I can't guarantee it won't be a bit wobbly. See our good friend there, little Algernon, the seagull, sitting on his flat rock as usual. Now I thought just a short walk today would be good because it's been a busy week, and for the Christmas holiday season I've decided to add the Advent calendar idea, which I thought up because of the new YouTube shorts. Well, this is future me interrupting our walk, because since I've taken the walk, I've decided that our pink pig of Christmas, our Advent friend, is going to be set aside for now, because one thing I've learned is to push yourself as far as you can and to meet goals and then push beyond them. And when you get to the point to where you feel you can't successfully do the goal you'd like to try, then it's not a failure, but a success in making you realize this is the level to which you're comfortable staying. That doesn't mean I can't push myself harder in the future, but it just means that with the amount of things I am doing this month, my little shorts will have to be put off, and maybe I can do them ahead of time for next year. Our little pink pig of Christmas won't have his own shorts over the next 25 days, but he may just show up in odd places in the videos we'll be doing over the next 25 days. So maybe keep a little eye out for him. Alright, let's get back to past Donna, who is still walking our morning walk. I just thought we'd walk just so I could make a video for Tuesday, which is my usual day. And sometimes I do like to post walks on those days, so I figured just a fun chance to view. Here we are walking. Now we're walking the opposite way I walked with you the other day, towards the neighbor's dock. Today we're walking this way, which is you go around this curve. This leads to the little harbor I've taken you to before. That's behind our wood. There's a better shot of Algernon sitting on his flat rock. I don't know if it's the same seagull every day, but I have a feeling it is. He proudly sits every morning, has his breakfast. Depending on the tide, I can hear it's early morning, and before I even let the chickens out, I can hear the clocking of the shells of his bivalve breakfast as he drops the shells onto that rock to eat the deliciousness inside. And this is still here. This has been here forever. I keep meaning to move it because I just think it would be great to use this bit of wood here. Not sure if the camera is picking it up. It's a lovely bit of driftwood that's like an old bit of fencing. I think would make a great pallet walkway, but I haven't had the strength or the wherewithal to pull it to our bit of the beach. So yes, this is just going to be a short little stroll. It won't be a long walk. I just thought it would be a good time to have a visit and talk about things. Oh, and I'm so excited that I have 5,000 followers, which is still baffling to me. I can't believe I've reached 5,000, especially since my original goal was 100. But thanks to all of you, and so many of you lovely Lalanders who I so enjoy our chats together, you came and visited with me at my little spot, and I appreciate it. And I've said this many times in comments, but I feel like the YouTube is this vast digital world, and we who meet in the chats and have our own little quirky section of YouTube, it's like we're in our own little digital village, a spot that is a place for artists and people who are interested in similar quirky things. And we can meet up and go to one another's little house for a cuppa or a chat, or share our favorite things we're working on. And I'm just really happy to be a part of that. Tell me in the comments if you feel that our little community is that sort of tiny village feeling. I won't walk very far. Normally I would walk all the way around the edge and then come back through our wood. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk with you about is I've had many, many messages from people who have suggested I try a Patreon account. And I have considered it. And I'm thinking about it. As many have said, the little bit that you could earn from that would be very helpful for such things, surely as fixing up poor old Bunny Hall, keeping Old Kings going until the rental season can return, and just generally helping to cover the cost so I could spend more time making videos and doing the things I want to do around the house. So I've watched a few Patreons people who do Patreon who are artists and well, and I just think maybe I will give it a go. So if I do, I'll definitely tell you and share it with you in a video, and I'll probably put the link down below. So, and if I've decided before I post this video, there'll be a link there. So, oh, and here's just another scan of more of the beach landscape as you look up from the sea. Now this goes up into past the neighbor's property. This is a piece of property which used to belong to my husband's other grandmother. Where we live now at Bunny Hall was his one of his grandmothers, and then his other grandmother lived here on this property on the very end of the point in a darling house. I think it was built maybe the end of the 1900s, early 20s. Sadly, it had to be sold many years ago. And lovely neighbors of ours who have been buying up property have tore the house down, and they have intentions of just keeping the property. It's about 5 acres, just free. So, they aren't going to build on it, and they just keep it. So, we have the advantage of walking through it. Obviously, the selfishness in me wishes we owned the property, but we could never afford it. But that's just another little story of this point. And then here we are. I'm hoping that because my gimbal is not the best quality, let's say, that it's not too tilted, and that this is an okay way to take you for a walk. Let me know if it seems like it's any less shaky. But this is just a lovely bit of the end here, where now as we head around more into the little harbor, you'd see it become more sandy, more eventually becomes salt marsh, it goes into the woods. But here you can see the lovely mix of trees and boulders, scrub, and then if we lead ourselves up to there, that would lead to the piece of land that used to be where my husband's other grandmother's house was, which is now our neighbor's land, happily cleared away and kept for nature to enjoy and for all of us to walk on. So, yes, this is today's walk. Let's have one last look at the lovely sea. Can you believe it's winter? It's almost 50 Fahrenheit. Sorry, all those who don't use old measurements. So making this a shorter walk, let's head back. And you know what, maybe let's just walk up through the old path into the old property. There's still somewhat of a path here through the barberry and the sand. A good spot for driftwood. And if we come up the old path, but you can see as you come up through here, isn't it pretty? It's like a painting. See the grassy field and the cedars standing. And the old stone wall, which I walked to, is where the house used to be. And if you look this way, you can see the sea through the trees. And there used to be a tennis court on this property, and even by the time my husband was of tennis playing age, it had become derelict, like much of the things that have happened around here. So his fondest memory of it was eating wild grapes off of the fence that surrounded the old tennis court. But let's end today's walk going to this pretty stone wall, which luckily, when the neighbors bought this and tore down the house, basically where I'm walking right now would have been, she had a little drawing room at the end that I loved with old bergère chairs with tattered silk and funny old masks from around the world that her son would bring her. Anyway, that's no longer here, now it's just a field, but I'm happy to say they left to the old stone wall that as you walked through the little small front garden to the front door, you would have this little stone wall. See how it curves down and then curves along here. So at least that remains. And there used to be an old garage in the back corner as well, which they also tore down recently, that my husband remembered because his grandmother, who was a bit of an eccentric, here's a view you would have seen from the house, and those evergreens weren't as overgrown then. She was a bit of an eccentric, and she had an old car that was called a gremlin, and it was a funny old odd-shaped car. And she used to have to, back then the mail didn't come all the way down our road. You'd have to drive to the end to get to your post box. And so when she would pick up her mail, she would always take the elastics from her mail and put it on the steering column or the shifting column of the old gremlin. And so my husband has a fond memory of sitting in the funny old car, basically a falling apart car, with hundreds and hundreds of elastics on the gear shifting column of the car, and eating sweets and eating old wild grapes off the old tennis court. But now we're happy that the neighbors who bought it want it to just be a lovely piece of land. No McMansion or anything like that is going here. So, well, that's our walk. Let's head back home. Well, I think that will do it for us today. And the Pink Pig of Christmas wants to wish you all a happy Advent. And of course, to remember, stay creative. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you. Cheers.